Hello and welcome to our Empowered Women's Circle Week 2. Just so you know, you might hear a little background noise. There's a few little things going on in my home, so don't let that bother you one bit. We're going to get started on ways for you to strengthen your body, elevate your mind, and nurture your soul. We are on week 2, and welcome to our circle of support. We are so glad you're here. So the legal stuff has to be mentioned first. As with any wellness program, if you have any concerns with a physical or mental health condition, make sure you see your health provider, and we are giving you information. We also have tons of resources to provide for you, but be careful with your health and let us know if you have any questions. When you were on the home page, there were 4 basic steps for you to undertake. And since this is only week 2, I'm reminding you that we have those 4 steps we really want you to work your way through so that you know what we're all about, you know what we're aligned with, and you know the ways that we support each other. Our shared agreements are first and foremost, and so I'm going to go through those the first couple of weeks for sure. I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page, and of course we can open dialogue if we need to alter these in any way. You are part of our circle. So we show up in our power and participate fully. If we have questions or concerns that pertain to challenges that maybe go deeper than what we offer here in our wellness circle, we will get some resources to you, but we as empowered women agree to utilize those resources as needed. We share our resources and generate support for each other. We take inspired and generative action each week because we know that as we elevate ourselves and as we step into our greatness, we actually elevate the group. And that's why this circle has come to be, because we as wellness leaders want to lock arms with you and create a bigger circle of empowered women so that each of us can elevate each other. We maintain confidentiality, and above all, we are an inclusive group. We extend acceptance, love, and support to anyone who shows up fully and in their power. So first of all, last week we talked about the importance of being aware that there is both a feminine and a masculine approach to power. And we're trying really hard to understand that the masculine approach is necessary in some situations, that men and women have both masculine and feminine traits. But that as we start to create in these areas of our life that deal with overall wellness, our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relational wellness, that we really come from a place inside, and it's an inside out creation process. So last week we talked about the importance of knowing yourself, and the quiet reflection time was intended to just sit and get to know yourself, to start to tap into some of those inner yearnings that you can feel inside, to sense into who you are at your core, those non-negotiable things about you. So I've been sitting in the office for 20 years with women and hearing so many times women come in and say, look, I have it all. I have a great marriage. I have a great job. I have great kids. I have everything I need. Really, on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we've moved beyond this physiologic hunger and need for sleep and need for water and need for shelter. We've moved up to a need for being in tribes and communities and having self-esteem and reward from our work. We're actually sitting at a place where that inner emptiness, where women come in and say, look, I think I have everything, but I still feel unfulfilled. I still feel like something's missing. And it's really sad because I don't know what it is. That little space that's opening up inside is a yearning for self-actualization. So a yearning to actually live out the destiny, the reason, the purpose for you for being on this earth, for the joy and participation in all that life brings. And that little blossom, that little seed that's starting to blossom inside of you, is what we in the Empowered Women's Circle are here to to fertilize and to water and to help you learn about it and to help it blossom out of you in the confines of a very supportive, accepting, non-judgmental group of women. So what are your dreams? We talked about this already in some of the introductory videos in terms of the fact that when you're young, you dream big. And for some reason along the way, those dreams sometimes get squashed. So in your reflective time last week, hopefully you started to think about some of those things that are really exciting and important to you. So this week, I really want you to start to figure out what your focus is going to be for this Empowered Women Circle. So essentially, we've broken this down into 12-week segments. And so this 12-week segment, we're on week 2, we're really going to be working through an area of focus. So whatever area of life you choose to focus on, it will ripple into the other areas for sure. And perhaps in the next 12-week cycle, you'll choose a different area or you'll up-level the same area. But starting to think about some of the examples that I've seen many women want to work on and that we in this supportive circle will work on with you and with ourselves as well. We all have areas of growth. We all want to hit that edge of our own growth. So some of the examples would be healthy body, healthy weight, love, relationships, money, wealth, prosperity, career, life purpose, parenting, or maybe being a caregiver of ailing parents. There's so many areas. But as you sit with your own self-reflection, it would be valuable for you to pick an area of focus for our 12 weeks and then beyond, an area that you're really ready to make some positive changes. So last week, we talked about the masculine and feminine approach to power. This week, the concept is really simple, but it builds on last week. It's so important as women that we align with our power. In other words, life is day to day, multiple decision points we come to every minute of every day. There's decision points. Things are being thrown at us where we are constantly having to figure out which way to go, what to do next. And I see it all the time, and I'm sure you have seen examples of it in others and in yourself, where women will often feel like life is happening to them. And I heard a saying once that life happens for us, not to us. And that's really very deep concept to think about. But we will never get to that next level of our personal growth or reaching our fullest potential or feeling really fulfilled at our core. We'll never get there if we align with victimization. In other words, women who have a problem or a challenge and immediately go to this place of, well, that always happens to me, or this is something that is coming my way and I have no control over it. And there are always things in life that are like that, but more often than not, when I see women struggling, it's because they're really feeling like they have no control, they're living in chaos, and they're coming from a place of they're a victim of their life. And this week, the concept is really that you take responsibility for your life. You own your life. You're the only one who can take responsibility for your life. So we're guided by our intuition. We're guided by our higher power, our universe, our God. We're guided, but we really need to be able to sit and listen to that guidance. And it's so important that we don't align with victimization and lack of control and everything happening around us and we can't do anything about it. But instead, we shift into taking full responsibility for our life. And the really cool part of that is, and we'll unpack this further, but the really cool part of that is the more responsibility that you're willing to take for where you are now, for what is happening to you in your life now, the more responsibility you can take for the challenges and the obstacles in front of you, the greater the potential to change those things, to improve those things, to up-level those things. So the greater responsibility you can take, the bigger steps forward you can make in terms of getting things exactly where you want them. So that's the really cool part. So you're going to sit in your quiet, reflective time this week and answer 3 questions. What do you want to create? And I suggest you focus on the area of life that you're focusing on for this 3 months, this 12-week segment. And what do you need in order to be able to create it? So this might be a thing, a resource, a conversation with a person. It might be something you buy, but more likely it's something that you can tap into. So what do you need in order to be able to create what you want to create in your life? What resources, what support? And this Empowered Women's Circle is truly amazing because we're providing all the support for you. And it's incredible to realize that as women coming into this circle, we all come with various gifts and various resources, and we can help each other to get what we need in order to be able to create in the area of life that we're working on. So a lot of us may be working on weight loss, or having a healthy body, or getting better sleep, or having more energy. A lot of us might be working on relationships, or maybe career progression. And within this Empowered Women's Circle, we have a lot of resources to share. And so figuring out what it is you need in terms of support is the first step in asking for help. So that's the second question. The third question is a little more difficult in some cases. What are you tolerating? In other words, what obstacles, challenges, what things are in your life that are actually getting in the way of what you want to create? And so those are your 3 questions. Quiet, reflective time over what do you want to create? What do you need to create it? And what are you tolerating? So each week we're going to come together and go through the 4 steps that are outlined on the homepage, and that's probably this page that you're on right here. And watch weekly, because this is week number 2, and each week there'll be a new video segment. And as we get organized, it's going to get easier and easier to do this process. So for your body inside and out, we have a holistic life coach, April, and a certified personal trainer, Marcia, and they have provided your calls to action to strengthen your body inside and out. And for week 2, we are still enjoying some great tips on battling chronic fatigue from April. So as April says, oftentimes chronic fatigue can be the result of a lack of self-care, causing small bouts of deep sadness or depression. There have been many times that physical pain can be relieved with taking some time for self-care. What that looks like for you may be different for someone else. So everyone's unique in what they need for their own self-care. So identifying your needs like we did last week and again this week is really essential for this. So some people enjoy taking a few minutes of each day or several minutes a week, depending on your schedule and what you can fit in, but definitely put yourself on the schedule. So relaxing with a good book, a nice bubble bath, a trip to the spa or the salon, find something that you enjoy doing for yourself and do it every day. Now, the first time I heard this was many, many years ago. Someone said to me, and I was in the chaos of 3 children under 18 months old and full-time work and just really going crazy with a traveling military husband. Someone once said to me, each day you should do something for yourself. And I thought that was a bit crazy. But the more I thought about it back then, the more I realized if I can't find a little time in each day to do something for myself, then whose life is this? And that's the overriding objective for this week is truly understanding that you take responsibility for your life. And you can actually block some time for yourself. So a bubble bath is one of those easy ways, and it always feels like time well spent. Marcia is continuing to share some tips on how to alleviate nutrient deficiencies. So hopefully last week you took your ID Life Health Assessment, learned what vitamins and minerals were right for you, what doses were safe and studied, and you ordered or purchased some quality pharmaceutical grade nutritional supplements, and you've started taking those, and some supplements are water soluble. So with supplements you can actually notice a difference within a week or 2 And with hormones, I always educate women. It sometimes takes 4 to 6 weeks or longer. But with actual pharmaceutical grade nutritional supplements, you can notice a difference within days or weeks. So now Marcia wants to share some tips on how to start reducing nutrient deficiencies in a more delicious way. So in her nutrition coaching program that she offers, one of the most important habits is learning how to incorporate more vegetables into the diet on a daily basis. So most of the micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals that are so important, come from your vegetables and fruits. And while fruits are good, they also have some sugar. So make sure that you're careful with proportions for or portion control for fruits, because there can be some weight gain associated if it's just fruits that you're eating. So because of this, Marcia is asking you to, at least once a day this week, incorporate 5 servings of vegetables and fruits into your meals, limiting the fruit to only 1 or 2 of those servings if you can. So how much is a serving, you'd like to know? No need to measure, because a serving is the amount of fruit or vegetables that you can fit inside your cupped hand. And if this is a challenge for you and you don't actually currently have fruits and vegetables in your diet, then you can scale it back to 3 servings at least 1 time per week. And if you're already eating lots of fruits and veggies, then try getting 5 servings in 3 or more days this week. So essentially starting where you are and increasing a little bit is what Marcia is asking us to do. So decide what you can handle for this week and increase your veggie and fruit intake. And Marcia and your Empowered Women's Circle leaders will be very happy, and we'd love to hear how you're doing with that. And ultimately, it would be nice for us to have some recipes and some fun ideas about how to get more veggies into our own bodies and into the bodies of our kids too. So also, Marcia says, we're continuing our movement call to action. And as we said last week, any movement is good. And if you're just beginning, stick with our recommendations from last week and pick any activity you enjoy: walking, biking, dancing in the living room. So move for at least 15 minutes 1 day this week. Now, if you're ready to progress, Marcia is encouraging you to move with purpose this week. So add some intervals. And intervals is where you get your heart rate beating faster. It helps increase cardiovascular health and can also assist in quicker weight loss. So it does that by both laying down more muscle, which increases metabolism, but also burns fat. So there's lots of great things we're going to learn from Marcia about that. For now, don't worry if you're doing it right. Just take your movement up a notch. Take that walk to a speed walk or a jog for 30 to 60 seconds. That's 30 to 60 second intervals at least 3 times in your 15-minute walk. So 3 intervals of about 30 to 60 seconds each in your 15-minute workout. Bike as fast as you can for those intervals if you're biking, or dance really hard to the chorus of your favorite song, or just totally rock out in your family room. Kids always love that. So just get your heart rate pumping faster for a few seconds, then slow it back down to recover, but don't stop moving. Keep going, keep the pace going, and finish your 15-minute body movement segment. And I love the idea of rocking out. Dance party at our house is a common thing that we actually love to do. So it's been fantastic seeing you, and we'll see you again for week 3, which is coming up soon. Bye-bye for now.